Comrades and compatriots, those of you who remember, in Greek mythology, there was a character known as Gorgon. Gorgon, when he looked at you, you disappeared immediately. Today, in our revolution, at this time and point in the history of our revolution, there are people, most of our comrades, who are schooled in the theories and practices of the revolution of the national democratic movement, who still would like to behave and be regarded like Gorgons. They would like to look at us, they would like to look at you, at the branch, at the region, at the province, at national. They would want to look at you and you vanish into thin air. They wouldn't like you to voice out your concerns about mismanagement of funds, about corruption, comrades, about the unwanted killings of our other comrades. These comrades, they would want us to keep quiet, and that is not what we are going to do, comrades. We are going to expose them without fear or favor. This, comrades, is the freedom that has been watered by the blood of our martyrs. This is the freedom that have been attained, not being handed over on a silver platter, but it's the freedom, is the democracy that we have all fought for. Is the democracy for which unfortunately, some of us paid through life and limb. And here there are people who want us to behave as if nothing is wrong when there is corruption. Comrades, if there is corruption and you are an ANC member deployed in any political or governance sphere, and you don't see anything wrong with corruption, you don't see anything wrong with mismanagement, then you are a factory fault, comrades. That must be said clear. It can't be right, comrades, that we put people in positions in government, and when they look at the coffers of the state, they see funds to enrich themselves. There are people who take holidays with their families with state funds. That is not correct, comrades. And you must not keep quiet. Remember, comrades, the power of our organization is in the branch level. That's why our constitution states clearly that the branch is the basic unit of power, of political power, of revolutionary power. This is something that you must understand, comrades, without any compromise, day and night, comrades. There are people, despite the guidelines that have been given, who will still find it perfect to siphon the funds from the municipalities, from the government, go and invest them in unqualified, unauthorized financial institutions. Those monies were meant to service our people, to service the roads, to bring water, to bring sewage, to bring all that has been promised in the manifesto of the ANC to the people. And this is the money that, unfortunately, some of us deem it fit to redirect into our deep pockets. That cannot be, comrades. That must be stopped with immediate effect, comrades. We have been placed where we are by people, not by our own wisdom, not by our own power. Comrades, and it's surprising that most of our comrades, they just keep quiet because they are benefactors in such discrepancies. We must do away with that, comrades. The people are watching. And power lies with the people. They're the one who voted for our government into power. And they are the ones who have the power to disvote us. They've appointed us, comrades. They can disappoint us at any time. That fact must not evade your minds at any given time during the revolution. Ours, comrades, is a revolution that has been written with blood and sweat. It's a revolution that has been consolidated and cemented together in the alliance. And there is no way, comrades, that today we can say the alliance go into separate ways. No, comrades. Even if that can be so, it shouldn't come from the leadership. Because we are not leading ourselves, comrades. We are leading the masses who have elected us into these positions and the masses who have elected us into governance. We are not here, comrades, because we are in a picnic. We are here because there are issues that must be discussed. In today's situation, where we are fighting for funding for students to be available, comrades, we expect the young people to go to school, to university, to go and school themselves in order to be able to come back and contribute to society, comrades. We do not expect the young people to go to parliament without being educated, because they are going there to shout at elders, they are going there to insult elders, they are going there to disregard others, because they avoid. Their mentality is shallow, comrades. Young people must first go to school. They must first go and acquire education. Then they will go to parliament with substance. Parliament is not a place where we're going to shout at one another and forget about the issues of the day. There are many burning issues that need to be addressed in parliament, comrades. In parliament, we're not going there to discuss personalities. We're not going to there to discuss issues that are influenced by personal ill feelings and hatred. We must go to parliament to discuss how to bring down the rate of crime in our country, comrades. That is very paramount. That is very important, comrades. Young people must school themselves first. There is still time for them to go and lead. Not the seekers that we are seeing, comrades. I urge members of the African National Congress, I'm not saying people at a young age must not go to parliament, but when you go to parliament, you must go and represent the aspirations of the majorities. You are not going there, comrades, to go and showcase yourselves. You are not going there to shout insults to one another, comrades. Amanta! Comrades and compatriots, We are not going to allow kleptocracy to encroach into the social fabric of our political dispensation. Down with kleptocracy, down. We are not going to allow kleptomaniacs to decide our fate, comrade. We mean business. The revolution must continue. Dark of blue.